Now, while that search is over, crews were able to make some strides today. Our Toy Thornton live in the newsroom with this story. Toy, still no sign of these guys.
There isn't, Lenise, but searchers were able to find their capsized boat and the net they were using.
From sun up to sundown, search efforts for 83-year-old fisherman Floyd Nelson and his deckhand 49-year-old David Stegman were underway.
Right now we're 48 hours into it, and so you're looking at the weather temperatures. The water's 55 degrees, and that's very challenging to survive in, and the air temperature has dropped to near freezing at night, so it is a very, very difficult condition for somebody to survive in. It's not impossible, it's just very, very difficult.
Today, crews found their boat capsized in the water north of Gaillard Island. The net they were using was nearby on the island. Boaters helping out today were able to recover the net and return it to Nelson's family. Scott Bannon with Alabama Marine Resources says divers went underwater, but there was no sign of Nelson and Stegman in or around the boat.
It's a routine event for them. As I said, Mr. Nelson is almost 84 years old, and I've known him my entire career. He's a very good fisherman. He's been a mentor to other fishermen, so this is not a new environment for them. It looks like maybe some unexpected weather may have gotten to them.
Officials say the boaters were fishing between the Theodore Ship Channel and Gaillard Island, but haven't been seen since.
It's just not, something ain't right. We don't know what it is.
Family members watched as search crews went out this morning. Nelson's stepson, Gus Anderson, says Nelson is an avid fisherman.
Stays busy all the time, fishes, been fishing his whole life, and that's what's so puzzling about this whole thing. You know, he's just been on the water and been missing here almost 2 days.
Anderson says his mother is taking this especially hard. Officials say it's unlikely that the two men are still alive, yet during these uncertain times, he's still hopeful.
Oh yeah, I think he's sitting out there on the beach somewhere waiting for somebody to come pick him up.
Now, search efforts will resume tomorrow at daybreak. The United Cajun Navy is looking for volunteers to help out tomorrow. They will meet at 7 a.m. at the Theodore Ship Channel. In the newsroom tonight, Toy Thornton, Fox 10 News.
We've been telling you about the conditions on Mobile Bay most of the week. All the recent rain we've had causing river flooding, and that brought a lot of mud out and debris into the bay. Our meteorologist Adam Olivier checking in now. Adam, the fishermen may have encountered some high winds too.
That's right, Lenise. You know, we know the men went missing Tuesday night, but there was a big change in the weather between 9 o'clock and about midnight. A cold front came through, so at 9 the winds were out of the south and generally light across the bay. But as we went through the evening hours later on towards midnight, we saw those winds shift out of the north and really pick up above 25 miles per hour and continue to increase throughout the rest of the morning time the next day. Now, the Weather Service, they noticed that these winds were going to be coming, so they issued a small craft advisory specifically for waves building to 4 to 6 feet, and that's tough conditions for even experienced boaters out there. So they'd be dealing with some very rough conditions on the bay. And then, of course, we've been talking about all the flooding. Well, all this rainwater and water that fell into the watershed has been pushed out into Mobile Bay, and there's a strong current running due south all throughout the bay right now. On top of that, very choppy conditions, and there's a lot of debris and logs flowing in that current, and that really did create the potential for really hazardous boating conditions for these fishermen, Lenise.